Hey everyone, it's Any, aka the Not Trader, your friendly neighborhood swing trader, back again with another pick of the week video. In this video, I'll go through my last week's pick of the week, go through some of this week's pick of the week, and give some technical analysis of some of the stocks that I'm watching this week. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the alert button for this video so you get notified on all the videos that I have coming up. I've got Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at the Not Trader on all socials. Follow me. Now let's get straight into the video. Okay, so we're back again with another pick of the week. I'm going to go through last week's pick of the week first. Let me get out my watch list. As you guys know, I share this watch list with you guys so you can see all the trades that I have coming up and all the ones that I've had previously, and the P&Ls. So these are all the pick of the weeks that I've had from 2019. Last week's pick of the week was STNG, Scorpio Tanker Inc., and it was a short position. The risk to reward was 2-1, and this is the reason. This is the reasons that I gave for picking that stock. If you want a deeper analysis as to why I picked that stock, you can go to last week's video. I will leave a link and an icon bit in the top right hand corner for you to click that video. So let me go through that pick of the week. So STNG, as you can see, I'm still holding that position. I'm £230 up, so that means that the trades go my way, which I'm happy about. It was a pretty straightforward trade. As you can see, it's been creating a horizontal channel pattern. By the way, actually, let me plug another video. I've made a series on all the different types of chart patterns that there are, and I've got a series of them. One of the recent videos that I posted was on channel patterns. Once again, I'll put a link to this in the top right hand corner if you want to watch the video. I've got a series of other videos on all the different types of patterns, and you can watch that in my channel. So I'll just go into a little bit more depth as to the different types of patterns and how to trade them to get maximum profit. So here is a channel pattern. As you can see, it's been bouncing between the $21 range and about the $15 range. So, and the 15-day simple moving average was coming down. The 180-day simple moving average was falling. So I shorted it, and yeah, so far it's going well. It's at 230. I reckon it can go up to £400, and then I can take profit. So I'm still in that position. My other trade, even though I didn't trade MU, if you see on my Instagram, I posted that I traded MU and STNG. MU I traded on my demo account because I was already in the position with STNG, but MU did exactly what I thought it would do. Once it hit the 180-day simple moving average on the daily chart, it lost momentum and it started falling. It started falling, and it's been falling for the last couple of days, which is good. The price has fallen quite a lot, so I don't believe it's going to just drop all the way down to $31 because that would be quite drastic. I think it's going to do a lot of retracing and coming down, retracing and coming down. But I do believe it's still got further to go, and it will end up getting to about $31. Just as it did around here, it's not always just a straight path downwards. Sometimes it'll retrace upwards for a day or two, come back down, retrace up for a day or two. So anyone that I still think there's still room for even more profit to be made. So if someone was to enter this trade, I wouldn't suggest, but the way I would work this is that I'd wait for it to come up a little bit more, and when it starts changing direction, that'll be a good entry point. As you can see here as well, on the 4-hour chart, it's broken out of the channel pattern, and that was my signal to enter the short trade. The minute it broke out, enter for a short trade, and the 180-day simple moving average on the 4-hour chart is now acting as a resistance. So I believe this price probably won't break out through it. It will just touch it and then start coming down some more. But this is one to carry on watching as well. As I said, I think this one's going to go all the way down to $31, so I'll carry on watching this. But those are my pick of the weeks last week. My pick of the week was STNG and MU. I traded STNG and I'm up £230. This week I'm going to go through OHI. So OHI, Omega Healthcare Investor. So on the daily chart, you can see straight away that it's an expanding wedge. I plotted 2 support lines because here the price was supported here, but I think this solid line is a better support line because it intersects the support twice. But this other line is worth plotting. That's why I put a dotted line, just so that it's worth identifying. So it's an ascending channel, even though the support and resistance aren't parallel. It's still an ascending channel. Right now, it's in a very important stage of where it's hit the support. It's trying to rally up, but it's not really going anywhere. Well, I'm not saying it's not really going anywhere because we don't know yet. It's still early days. I'm still just watching this. What I like to see is for the MACD break into positive territory and the RSI push up a little bit more before I make an entrance. But this is the daily chart, so I'll go on to the 4-hour chart. And as you can see here, it double bottomed at the previous support before it started breaking out to the upside. And I believe here it might do the same again. So it might double bottom, or it might break out break out the support and start going downwards. We don't know yet. So I'm waiting for it to either break out of the support and then start making lower lows. If that's the case, then I won't make this trade because it's not going how I wanted it to go. Or it will make higher highs and use the 15-day simple moving average, sorry, the 15-day exponential moving average, which is the purple line, and use it as a support. So I'm just waiting for confirmation of what direction this price really wants to go before I make a decision on how to trade this. From previous movement, price moves quite slow. It'll take about a month to go 500 points, 500 to 600 pips, but still, profit is profit. So, and if it looks like it's gonna go up, then it's always better to choose the sure thing than another trade that's moving faster but a bit more volatile. So right now I just need to wait for this breakout. This is one that I'm watching, and it's one that could potentially be a pick of the week if it does what it needs to do. But as it stands now, I'll just have to watch it, and maybe in midweek I could make a decision as to how I want to trade this, if I want to trade it. But yeah, and then the daily chart, it's worth knowing that the 180-day simple moving average is still facing upwards, but at any point it could start coming down. But so far it's facing upwards, which means that price is still on an upward trajectory. So that's OHI. Now back to ASOS. ASOS is another one that I'm looking at. Where is it? ASOS. Yeah. So I've been saying for a while, if you watch one of my old pick of the week videos, I can't remember what week it is, but once again I put a card in the top right hand corner to the pick of the week where I identified ASOS as a purchase. I made a little bit of money off that. Let me actually check which one it was. Yeah, ASOS. So that was 20th of January. Made £264 off ASOS. We entered at 300, and I don't know where we exited that, but we didn't. We must have exited at 300. We entered at 3,000, and we must have exited at 3,264. So that was around. I think that was around here where we entered. We entered around here, but it's just been peaking and troughing. So at this time when I entered here, I expected it was going to go all the way up, but I was a bit ambitious. It's taken a little bit more time to move as I expected to. So on the 4-hour chart, so as you can see here, this is the trade I made in January, and I was expecting the price to go all the way up here and hit that box. Didn't really do that. Broke out of it, and now it's making a horizontal channel pattern. So what I expect it to do now is hit the support, flatline for a bit, and then start coming back up again. But as I said, wait for confirmation and just see where it's gonna go. But this is just one to watch. It might take a couple of days, maybe a week or so. It might take a while before it hits the support and starts coming back up again. But I just thought I'd identify that because I still believe that ASOS is gonna make its way back to 40 pounds. but it's just taking a bit of time to do that. So I just thought I'd identify that as a stock to watch. And now next, the UK retail store. I'm doing a lot of UK stocks today, so for my UK traders out there, yeah, doing a lot of UK stocks. And I'm having a lot of short bias, and do you know why I think that is? Actually, before I get into this, before I get into the next, I'm having quite a lot of short bias recently, and I think it's because some of the major indices look like they're in a position where they could be shorted. The DAX, to be honest, I think the DAX is going to rally all the way up to here. I'm not going to go into that right now. There's a lot of lines plotted on the DAX, and DAX is a very complicated index. But if you look at the Wall Street, which is the Dow Jones, it's hit a previous support, a previous resistance, sorry. It's hit a previous resistance, and now it's been falling. It may end up retracing and going back up, but these couple of days are falling, and it has a potential that it could go down further, because when it hit that point, the last two times it went down. But I just mention this because obviously, as we all know, indices are the basket of some of the major stocks within that country's exchange. So if the indices falling, then that's indicative of a lot of major stocks within that country are not doing well. So that's why it's good to kind of know what the indices of the respective stocks that you're trading are doing, because it can kind of give you an idea of the overall sentiment and the movement of stocks in that market. But yeah, next. So this next pattern looks really similar to the MACD one, the MU one. Let me go to the MU one, and let me put them side by side, and I'll show you what I mean. So yeah, I put them side by side just to kind of show you what I'm looking at. So MU, as I said before, was been falling for months. Started gaining some momentum, coming back up, and then once it intersected with a falling 180-day simple moving average on the daily chart. So the 180-day simple moving average was rising, flatlined, and then started falling. And the minute the price intersected with it, the price actually treated it as a resistance and then started falling. Now look again with next, it looks like it's doing the exact same thing. 180-day simple moving average was rising, flatlined, and then looks like it's about to start falling. And look at the price. The price has hit it, and I think it's treating it as a resistance right now. So based on kind of what I saw with MU, it looks like it's doing the exact same thing MU did, but it's just at an earlier stage. So next looks like a shorting opportunity for me from what I see. And also, I'll put next here. And also, if you look at this grey line, I'm not sure if you can see it, it's really thin. This grey line, see, the reason why I draw these grey dotted lines is that they are probably their supports and resistances that may have occurred a long time ago, but may be relevant later on. So look, as far back as September 2016, this grey line at £52 was a resistance, and here again is acting as resistance again, almost 3 years later. So that's why sometimes the lines that you plot, it's good to just leave them where they are, because you never know when they might be of importance again at a later date. Same with this one here, 2016 support, 2018 support. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that. So yeah, so it's a combination of that. So it's acting as a resistance, our old resistance. The 180-day simple moving average has intersected with it, and now it's acting as a resistance as well. And I believe it's just going to start falling down based on some of this information. I don't know how far, but I think there's money to be made by shorting next. So and then now I'll go to the 4-hour chart. Yeah, I don't know where to short it to. That's my only issue. I'm not sure, to be honest. This is an older resistance or support line, and so is this one. So my bet would be to, if I wanted to be conservative, I could short it to here, because this is obviously an old support or resistance at some point, and I could short it to here, and that would be 200 pips, and I'd be risking about 130 pips. Or I could short it to here, and that would be 500 pips. But because I don't, yeah, so it just kind of depends. Maybe I'll just be reserved and short it to this point. So yeah, next I think will be my pick of the week for this week. I'm still keeping my eye on OHI though. If it does what I need it to do, then that would also be a pick of the week as well. But right now I'm putting next as my pick of the week. So yeah, I've entered. Actually, I'll do it so you can see. I've entered next as my pick of the week for this week, because the SMA, the 180-day simple moving average, is acting as a resistance on a daily chart, and because £52 is a previous resistance, my stop loss is going to be at 5230, my entry is going to be at 5130, and my limit is going to be at 4900. So this is quite a reserved trade. If I see the price is falling sharply, I may change my limits to a lower number. So let me actually unhide that. So that's 46. So what I'll do is that yeah, I've left myself a note here that if price falls sharply, then I'll move the limit to £46 rather than 49. But right now I'm just being reserved and keeping the price limit at £49. And I hide from there. So hopefully this week I'll exit my trade for STNG, and we will enter the next trade. And then I'll keep my eye on the OHI trade to see if that is worth a long position. So yeah, that's my pick of the week. Not Trader, signing out.